Hello my dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing good. I am Rishi sir, and today in this video we will learn the easiest trick to remember all the formulas of surface area and volume. बहुत confusion होता है इस formulas में. Formula of cylinder, of cone, of sphere, hemisphere, cuboid and so on. In this video I will tell you that how to learn those formulas very easily. Let's have a look at all the formulas. As per this syllabus, right now we are having these 6 formulas for class 9th as well as for 10th. Cuboid, cube, cylinder, cone, sphere and hemisphere. For all these 6 types of solid, we will learn the formulas of lateral surface area or curved surface area, that is LSA or CSA. We will learn total surface area and volume. So let's have a look at the figure of cuboid first of all. That is the shape of a cuboid. In this cuboid we are having the length, the width or we can say breadth, and this is the height of the cuboid. So if we are talking about the LSA, lateral surface area, for this LSA we need to find out this first side, first dimension, then second dimension. In the same manner we want this one dimension, that is just the back of this portion. It is number 1, that is number 2. So number 2 is the back portion of first one. In the same manner this one portion is the back portion of the front part. That is the front part and this one is the back part. So basically we are having 4 sides. This one, then number 1, number 2 and the back portion of it. Okay, now suppose that we want to find the area of the first portion. This one portion. How can you find the area? What is the area of a rectangle? L into B. And that was already L. And that was the height. So we can say the area of this portion is L into H. There are 2 portions like this. First this one face, then backward. So it is 2 into LH. After then we want to find the area of this part. That is B and that is again H. So it will come as B into H again 2 times. So it will come as twice of B into H, or we can say 2LH plus 2BH. We can take H common, it will become as L plus B. So that 2HL plus B is the CSA or we can say LSA of the cuboid. Okay, this one is clear. Now moving on to the TSA of it. For TSA we will add the top portion as well as the bottom portion. Regarding the area of the top portion, that will be L multiplied by B. Top portion and the bottom portion. So it will become as 2LB. And we are adding the LSA to it. What was the LSA? LSA was 2LH plus 2BH. We can take 2 common. It will be LB plus BH plus LH. So in this manner we can remember the TSA and CSA of the cuboid. I hope this much is clear to you. Now moving on to the volume of cuboid. Regarding the volume of cuboid, we will assume that we are having multiple pages or multiple figures like this. First figure, then second layer, then third layer, then fourth layer. In this manner we are having multiple layers over layer. So what is the area of the bottommost layer? That is L and that is B. Suppose we are having H layers like this. So what will be the volume? That will be L into B into H. That is the volume of a cuboid, LBH. Just assume that there are H layers, one on top of other. एक के ऊपर एक करके H layers हमारे पास हैं. So we can just remember the formula is L into B into H. That is the formula of cuboid. Just have a look at all the formulas. LBH, LSA or CSA is 2LH plus 2BH, or we can say 2H L plus B. TSA is 2LB plus BH plus LH, and the volume is LBH. That is clear? Now moving on to cube. This one is a cube. Cube is basically a special type of cuboid in which all the sides are equal. So we can say L, B, H all are equal, that we are assuming as A in a cuboid. Real life examples are very famous Rubik's Cube and dice. The main thing is all the sides should be equal. That is a cube. Now, how to make the formula? You know the formulas of cuboid, 2H L plus B. Now in this formula, replace the value of H, L and B as A. It will become as 2A, A plus A. A plus A becomes 2A. So what is 2A multiplied by 2A? That is 4A square. Okay, simple one. Now for 2LB plus BH plus LH, replace the value of LB as A into A. A into A becomes A square. So A square plus A square plus A square becomes 3A square. 3A square multiplied by 2 becomes 6A square. In the same manner, A multiplied by A multiplied by A, that will become as A cube. So in this manner we can find out the value of LSA, TSA and volume of a cube. That is also simple one. First one is over, second one is over. Now moving on to cylinder. In cylinder, we are having two dimensions. One dimension is radius, this one, and second is height, like this. Only two dimensions are required to find out the CSA, TSA or volume of a cylinder. For example, we need to find out the CSA of a cylinder. CSA means only curved surface area, ignoring the top and the bottom part. That part we should not count if we are talking about the cylinder's CSA. So we have to consider the curved surface area, only the curved portion. Now just assume that we are having a circumference of a circle. What is the formula of a circumference of a circle? That is 2 pi r. We all know. Now suppose we are having multiple circumference of a circle. Now suppose we are having multiple circumference of a circle, one over the other, like this, and it is ranging up to a height h. The total height is h. There are h number of circumferences of a circle. So we need to just multiply with h, circumference of a circle, multiply by height. So the CSA of a cylinder is 2 pi RH. Easy one. Because we are counting only the outer portion. That is why we are considering circumference of a circle, not the inner portion. Now suppose we want to find the TSA of a cylinder. TSA means including the top portion and the bottom portion. Now just tell me, what is this shape? This shape is like a circle. And what is the area of a circle? What is the area of this portion? That will be pi r square. There are two circles, so we can say 2 pi r square. So the TSA of the cylinder will be 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r square. Okay, we can take 2 pi r common and the formula will become as 2 pi r h plus r. That is the final formula for the TSA of a cylinder. This much is clear. CSA and TSA of a cylinder. Now moving on to volume of a cylinder. It is also having the same concept as for the CSA of the cylinder, we were counting the circumference. For volume, we need to consider this whole circle. Now suppose there are multiple circles over one another like this, and we are counting their whole area, their complete area we are counting. So it will be pi r square, that is the area of a circle. How many times? H times. That is it. We are having area of H circles over one another. So it will become as pi r square H. And that is the volume of a cylinder. Simple one. This is clear? How to remember the formulas? 2 pi r h means circumference of a circle multiplied by height for the CSA, plus pi r square for the upper part, pi r square for the bottom part, that will be TSA, and for the volume it will be just area of circle multiplied by h, that is pi r square h. Now one more thing, if we are having horizontal or the vertical cylinder, in both the cases it will be h only. If it is standing one, if it is vertical one, in that case also height is this, and if it is horizontal one, in that case also it will be height, it will not become length. We will count as height only. There are several shapes like bottles or cans we are having, Alexa or Eco, or we can say Duracell, Cell. All these things will come as a real life shape of a cylinder. So let's have a look at all the formulas. CSA is 2 pi r h, circumference of a circle multiplied by h. TSA is CSA plus top area plus bottom area, that means 2 pi r h plus pi r square, that means 2 pi r square. We can take 2 pi r common, it is h plus r. For the volume it will be area of circle multiplied by h, that means pi r square h. Okay. Now moving on to the cone. That is our cone. You can assume as softie, ice cream, Christmas tree, cap, carrot, funnel, birthday cap, loudspeaker. These all things will be the real life examples of a cone. Now in the same manner as we have counted for the CSA of cylinder, we need to find out the value of CSA of this cone. Cone is having 3 dimensions: height, radius and that L. L is known as slant height. L is slant height. The CSA will be pi r L. Pi into r radius and L is the slant height that we are having. For TSA, it will be CSA, that is the curved portion plus the base area. And base area is pi r square. So pi r L plus pi r square. That means pi r L plus r. That is the CSA. Now suppose we need to find out the volume of it. So just imagine that we are having a cylinder and we are dividing that cylinder in 3 parts like this, and we are getting a cone. So what was the volume of cylinder? Volume of cylinder was pi r square h. So the volume of cone will become as 1/3 pi r square h. Okay, just imagine that if we will divide the cylinder in 3 parts, one part will be a cone. So the volume will also be 1/3, that is 1/3 pi r square h. Have a look at the formulas. CSA is pi r L. Now one more thing. In the question, if we have given the value of h and value of r, we have given the value of h and value of r, we need to find out the value of L. This will form a right triangle. By applying the Pythagoras theorem, we can find out the value of L, that is L square is equals to h square plus r square, or we can say L will be under root of h square plus r square. So if L is not given to us, we need to find out the value of CSA or TSA. we can find with the help of Pythagoras theorem like this. So CSA is pi r L, where L square is equals to R square plus H square. TSA is CSA plus pi r square, that is CSA plus base area, and volume is 1/3 of the volume of cylinder, that is 1/3 pi r square H. Now moving on to formulas for sphere. For sphere, we are having CSA and TSA both are same, because you can see in this shape. In this shape, there is no flat surface. Each and every surface is only curved. So there is only CSA, not TSA. Or we can say CSA and TSA both are same in case of sphere. That is 4 pi r square. That is the radius. This one is the radius, and we can assume the CSA or TSA is the area of 4 circle. What is the area of circle? Area of circle is pi r square. So it is 4 pi r square. Okay. Now you have to learn for the volume of sphere. Volume of sphere is 4/3 pi r cube. This thing you need to learn, that the volume is 4/3 pi r cube. That was all about the sphere. CSA and TSA, it will remain same. Regarding the volume, it will be 4/3 pi r cube. In real life example, we can see there are several things which resembles the sphere. Basketball, football, soccer ball, fruits, snooker ball, and earth. Even though earth is flat from the poles, but we consider it as a sphere. CSA and TSA both are same, 4 pi r square, and the volume is 4/3 pi r cube. Now moving on to hemisphere. There are extreme similarities. There are great similarities between the hemisphere and sphere. Just assume that we are cutting a sphere in 2 parts. We will get a hemisphere. Okay. So in this case also, we are having only one dimension, and that is r only. Means if we know the value of r for hemisphere or sphere, we are able to find out the CSA, TSA or volume of it. Okay, now just tell me, what was the CSA of sphere? CSA of sphere was 4 pi r square. So what is the CSA of hemisphere? It is just half of it. That becomes as 2 pi r square. So we can say the CSA of sphere is 2 pi r square. Okay, this is clear. Now suppose we want the TSA. In TSA, we are having one base area also. It was not there in case of sphere, but it is there for hemisphere. So we will add CSA plus the base area. And the base area is a circle, and the area of circle is pi r square. So we can say the TSA of hemisphere will be 3 pi r square. Okay, CSA is 2 pi r square and TSA is 3 pi r square. Now moving on to the volume. What was the volume of sphere? Volume of sphere was 4/3 pi r cube, and we know that hemisphere is the half of sphere, so we can say volume of hemisphere is 2/3 pi r cube, just half of it. Sphere is 4/3 pi r cube and hemisphere is 2/3 pi r cube. There are several things in our world that resembles the shape of a hemisphere. You can see these shapes. So here these 6 figures are completed. They are CSA, TSA and volume. Take the screenshot and keep it with you always, so that you can see the formula of any figure whenever you want. We are also having one more type as frustum. Basically, it is not there in the syllabus of 2020 students, neither in state board nor in CBSE board, but it is there in your textbook. So I am also explaining the formula of a frustum. Or what do you mean by a frustum? A frustum is basically when we are cutting the upper portion of a cone. We are cutting the upper portion of a cone and then we left with a frustum of a cone. The shape can be like a bucket or a sweet cone, or we can say a glass. All these shapes are the shape of a frustum. Now, if we are talking about the formula, there are similarity between the frustum and the cone. Let's check it out. Cone is pi r l and the frustum is pi r plus r l. Basically in frustum we are having two radius. One, the greater radius, and second, the smaller radius. L, H, they will remain as it was there in the cone. Greater radius is capital R, smaller radius is small r. So we are having the CSA as pi r plus rl, or we can say r1 plus r2l. If we are talking about the L, in case of cone, L was L square is equals to r square plus h square. In the case of frustum, it is L square is equals to r minus r square plus h square. You can see the similarity between the formulas. If we are talking about the TSA of a cone, it was CSA plus pi r square. If we are talking about the TSA of a frustum, it was CSA, that means pi r plus rl plus top portion. This one, that is pi r square, and the base area, that is pi capital R square. So it is pi r plus rl plus pi r square plus pi r square. Here h will not come. It is only pi r square. So pi r plus rl plus pi r square plus pi r square. Now, if we are talking about the volume of it, then in this one we are having the volume of a cone as 1 upon 3 pi r square h. And in this one we will have 1 upon 3 pi h. It will remain same. Only the difference is of r square. And that r square will be capital R square plus small r square plus capital R multiplied by r. Or we can say r1 square plus r2 square plus r1 into r2. So these are all the formulas of the surface area and volume. Okay. I hope it is very clear to all of you now to remember all these formulas. One more thing. You can see some hollow shapes like hollow cylinder, hollow hemisphere, or some shapes like this. In that case, no need to learn the formulas because you can create the formulas by your own. And how can we form the formula? For example, we need to find out the volume of the steel or the volume of the metal used to make this hollow cylinder. That will be volume of outer cylinder minus volume of inner cylinder. Minus volume of inner cylinder. So no need to learn it again and again. No need to learn various formulas. Because बाकी बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं याद करने के लिए. So ज़्यादा याद नहीं करना, जितना basic requirement है उतने ही formula learn करो. Regarding the formulas of hollow things, hollow cylinder, hollow sphere, hollow hemisphere, these formulas you can make by yourself depending upon the question. Okay? Now one more thing. You might have confused that how many dimensions are there or how many types of variables are there in LSA, CSA, TSA and volume. So just remember one thing, that the area is always in terms of meter square. Area is always in terms of meter square and volume is in meter cube. That means for area we need to multiply always two variables. It will become a square. But for volume we need to multiply always three variables. You can check in the area. L into H, B into H, A square, R into H, R into L, R square, R square. or in this one, a square, r square, r square, r square, r square, l into b, b into h, l into h. We are multiplying only two variables. We can add different variables, but we are multiplying only two variables, not three variables. So there will not be cube in any of the formula for CSA and TSA. This is clear. Now moving on to volume. For volume, it is meter cube. Meter cube means we are multiplying three variables. You can see L into B into H. Product of three variables. A cube, R square and H. R square and H. R cube, R cube. So for the volume, there will always be the multiplication of three variables, and for the LSA or CSA and TSA, there will always be the multiplication of two variables. If you will remember this concept, in that case, it will be easy for you to learn the formulas. Okay? This much is clear. One more thing. Sometimes we are having some unit conversions like meter cube to liter or liter to centimeter cube, like this. So in 1 meter we are having 100 centimeter, that we know. In 1 meter square we are having 100 multiplied by 100 centimeter square. In 1 meter cube we are having 100 multiplied by 100 multiplied by 100 centimeter cube. Isn't it? Yes or no? So we can say it is 1000000 centimeter cube. Now we need to convert meter cube or centimeter cube in terms of liter. So just divide from the middle. 1 meter cube is equals to 1000 liter. Okay? And 1 liter is equal to 1000 centimeter cube. I hope you will not forget this value now. ये अब याद हो जाएगा अच्छे से. That 1 meter cube is 1000 liter and 1 liter is 1000 centimeter cube, because questions आते हैं. Whenever it will come as that what is the volume of milk in this one. तो जब भी हमें volume पूछते हैं, in that case हमें उसे लीटर में कन्वर्ट करना होता है. अदरवाइज हमें कॉस्ट फाइंड करने के लिए बोला जाता है. That we need to find the cost at the rate of ₹20 per liter. तो हमें अपने आंसर को लीटर में कन्वर्ट करना होगा. So we can convert like this. That 1 meter cube is 1000 liter and 1 liter is 1000 centimeter cube. This is clear? I hope that this chapter will be a piece of cake for you now, because इस chapter में mainly two things हैं. First is calculation and second is the formulas. जो formulas का confusion था वो तो I hope दूर हो गया होगा. Regarding the calculations, that you need to think carefully, solve carefully, use short tricks of calculation so that it will save your time. Okay? If in case you are having some other doubt, then you can ask me in the comment box. And keep subscribe our channel for the more upcoming informative videos like this. Thank you.